Hey guys, my name is Anup and I'm from NexGen. Today the topic is Apache versus NGINX. So I'm going to give you complete detailed comparison between these massive competitors in the server world. Before starting, let's quickly go through their market share so it will increase your interest to knowing about it, because how the NGINX is competing and become the second largest market shareholder after the Apache, and approximately 35% share has been cut down by this NGINX. So let's move to the graph, how from 2007 to 2020, how the graph is raising off. If you'll see the green bar has started in 2007 and raising continuously. The Apache has approximately, or you can say 53%, where NGINX hasn't hadn't started that time in 2017. And if you come to March 2020, and it has approximately nearby share of Apache. So it has started in late, but when market share was approximately 53%, and right now it's 35%. So almost it's around 30 to 32% has been cut down by this NGINX. And Microsoft also was at the top, and but it's running down because people in current nowadays people like open source things, but for the Apache you have to for the Microsoft you have to purchase some kind of license, so people don't prefer that. But there are some advantages over the Microsoft, but we are not going to discuss the Microsoft in this section. We are only focusing on the Apache and the NGINX, how massive growth of NGINX is going on. So you must have knowledge about the NGINX, and it may increase your speed of your website if that, because in these two massive platforms there are some advantages and disadvantages. So I am going to explain you the same thing, which server you need to take according to your application. I am going to explain you the 6 parameters. Just go through that in the next few hours, and after that you will be able to decide with which server you need to use. Sometimes people prefer the combined server, and if you need any help in this, you can go through our website, which is given in this description, and get help with our server experts. So I'm going to compare these two worthy massive competitors on the 6 parameter. First is the performance, second is the operating system, third is the security, fourth is the flexibility, fifth is the documentation, and sixth one is support. So let's talk about first the performance. And if you're going with the performance, there is two major categories of the performance. First is the static content, second is the dynamic content. So the static content is your images, your JavaScript, your CSS, and this kind of your videos, this kind of static content which doesn't change according to the user behavior. And second is the dynamic content, the logic and the dynamic scripts. Like you have made a login system, accordingly login user will see the content according to their user role. So if admin is going to log in, it will see different kind of content. If somebody else logged in, it will see different kind of content. Like if you'll book a ride, you will see your own ride details other than, so this kind of content called the dynamic content. So let's talk about first the static content. In static content, NGINX is the king. Means in a like so there was a survey in 2015 has been done on these two servers on the same hardware. So there was two 1,000 requests, 1,000 concurrent processes has been done in the same time, and versus the Apache has just only handled 400. So the point I'm saying 2.5, on this based we found that the NGINX is 2.5 times faster. And the one more interesting fact is NGINX has consumed 4% less memory than the Apache. So there was a huge difference, and after that the popularity of NGINX has increased. And if we'll see the graph, so if we'll see after 2015 the growth has been little bit more increased. And with this It has some also benefits, like it has supported by the reverse proxy like load balancers and HTTP cache, which also make it more like also increase the performance of this. Let's talk about the dynamic content, which is the second category under the performance. And in the dynamic content, both uses, if they are properly configured, both are the work like same. So if we talk about the overall performance and like overall the rating under the performance, so NGINX is coming like winning this particular game in the performance. So if we talk about in numbers, so NGINX has 1 and Apache has 0 as per our detailed report. Let's move on the second point, which is the security. In security, both are able to handle DDoS attack and the brutal force. So there is no much comparison indeed. Both have done well. So here, if we talk about the overall numbers, so Apache here goes to 1 and the NGINX goes to. Next point is the flexibility, where Apache leads, because there is a htaccess where you can override the modules. Like there is a global configuration of htaccess, and there is a configuration you can manually do in the subfolders or the sub websites which is working under a single web server. So there is nothing like in the NGINX you have just one configuration, one global configuration which can be done. So in the shared servers or web servers, still you will get like most of the users who are using the WordPress, because on the shared server they wouldn't get the NGINX, they will get the Apache, because it is not possible right now. They have launched something like that, but it's not much familiar, because it's very difficult for GoDaddy or big hosting providers who are dealing in the shared hosting to upgrade their servers to NGINX. And there is no need, because for the smaller website, it doesn't matter at that level to use either Apache or either NGINX. If you have huge traffic on your website and you want to deal with the speed, then you have to decide this particular where you have to use NGINX and in which module. So here Apache is winning the game. So if we talk about the overall rating on these first point, discussed point, so Apache is 2 and this NGINX is 2, like both are equal right now. So let's move on the next point, the documentation, because documentation is very important if we talk about the servers, because here nobody is going to help you. You are on your teacher, being a developer, you have to read the documentation, you have to implement that if you get any problem in particular part, so you have to read that documentation and find solution yourself or using a community. So it's very important to have a good documentation whatever software you are going to use. So both have well excellent documentation on the internet, good forms, but NGINX leads here because they have a special program, online video training courses to how to set up their officially, and they also provide a certification in particular this. So NGINX is quite well doing in this particular training or this documentation part. By launching the video part, there is nothing of the video part of Apache, but you will get to the like those are the freelancers or the free open source community has made some videos over the YouTube, but there is nothing official like that. So here NGINX is winning the game. So if we'll talk about the overall rating, is the NGINX has 3 and the Apache has 2. So let's move on the last point, which is support. Both have good support. Like if we talk about the commercial support, the free support is available for both. Both have quite good community. But if we talk about the commercial support, you have to go to the other companies. But if we talk about the NGINX, NGINX has a separate commercial product called the NGINX Plus, where they support you officially by the official. So if you talk about the, if you have money and if you are going interested in taking the good support, so you can directly approach to NGINX, take the plus plan and go with that. But if you will talk about like you don't want to invest on the support system, so Apache, you can go also with Apache. There is a huge community, and whenever you feel like you need some support, you can approach to the company. There is lots of company who is working from last 20 to 30 years who is using the Apache. So that's all. If we talk about the overall, like we have discussed these 6 points, so now you might be confused like which from on which server we have to go. So let's talk about the overall. So the first one, the both are competing in the latest version to each server, and for the static content, NGINX is winning the game. For the dynamic contents, both are okay. Nginx has some good points in terms of media streaming, on in terms of load balancing, HTTP caches. So here the good points, if you have that traffic, like you want to make a website which is stream media, like YouTube stream the videos, and if you have huge traffic and you need load balancers, like simultaneously servers, so you can go with the engine. If you are planning to make a shared hosting and you want to launch multiple websites and you want to enable disable modules according to the website in the same server, so you must go with Apache, because that's not possible in the Nginx to dynamically load the module folder wise. You have to decide at the end, at the one level, at the root level right now. But they are working on this. The Nginx is working on it, so might be they launch in some coming days. But the preference is still like, if people need to people need to make VPS or dedicated or the container server containers, so they mostly go with the Nginx. And if they are planning to move with a shared one and the web hosting, they move on the Apache. And sometimes people use combined servers. For the static content, they set up the Nginx, and for the dynamic content, they somewhere set up the Apache. So that's all, guys, from my side. If you need some kind of help, you can contact us. Details are given in the description. And if you like this video, please comment and share. And if you have some suggestions, like on some, you found some errors in the video and you can suggest something and which we can improve, so we will love to hear the feedback. So stay tuned, and you must subscribe and press the bell icon so you get the latest updates regarding the server, regarding the website, regarding the cloud things which we share timely. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.